I've started over 5 businesses, but I've made several mistakes and nearly destroyed my business. If you're building a real business, profitable business, these are 5 lessons that will save you years of pain. The first mistake, please don't do this, is trying to do 2 startups at once. I know we all think we're Elon Musk, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm most likely not Elon Musk. At least if this is your first rodeo. There was a time I had 2 businesses. One of them was a bit profitable, and then I thought, let me try something else with my friend, my very close friend. However, it never turned out well, because to have a successful business, you have to be extremely devoted to that business. You have to give that business 100%. It's like having a baby. When you're raising your first child, you're going to put all your effort into raising this child. It's so hard for you to put all your attention to one child, then you have another child that needs a similar amount of attention, or even maybe more attention, because this new startup is in a field that you're not really comfortable in. It's so easy to think you can do it, but eventually you will destroy both your businesses. And if you don't want to destroy both your businesses, I advise you to pick one that you think you can do for the next 5 to 10 years and just leave the other one. You scrap it, give the idea to someone else, but just have a laser focus on one business. Startups are extremely hard. The odds of you even succeeding your first one is extremely low. Imagine the odds of you succeeding the second one while you're doing the first one is drastically lower than you even trying to succeed in your first rodeo. What you need to realize, you're dealing with human beings as well. So your team, your first company, is going to feel really abandoned even though you're starting another company. They may think that maybe you've lost vision, because at the end of the day, as a founder, as a CEO, you are a leader. You're going to lead human beings. You need to be able to lead them by showing you're extremely devoted to this business. It's impossible if there's only one of you. There's only one Moses. I can't split Moses in half and tell the team that, yeah, I'm going to have 50% here and 50% there. No. Then you're showing them that it's okay to put 50% of the effort into the business. You need to remember you're leading people. And even the new team, they may feel like you're doing this half-heartedly, because the first business is most likely going to be more profitable at the start because you've been running it for longer. So they're going to feel like this is only a side project, and they're going to treat it like a side project. No matter if you're in a corporate world working in this industry for 10 years, 50 years, or you think you've done as much research as anyone, you will never be an expert. That being said, it's very, very hard to dig in and learn the domain of 2 businesses at the same time, because you have to be an expert for that domain when you're trying to be successful. Even if you think 2 of the businesses are related, you still have to do a vast amount of studying and learning for you to be successful. So I wouldn't advise starting 2 startups at the same time. Even in terms of building industry expertise, building contacts, building network, building trust in that environment, especially if you have investors. Oh, you better not tell your investors, because they're not going to like it. Most investors in the contract, they're not going to let their founders start another endeavor midway. Reason number 4 is that when you have a startup, it's very important to be flexible, to be able to pivot. So let's say if both businesses fail, you would never truly know if it was because it was a bad idea, if it was because you didn't pivot enough, or if it was because you didn't have all your eggs in one basket. Don't give yourself an opportunity to have a reason for why the business wasn't successful. What you want to do is put all your effort, all your egg, all your time, all your resources into one start. And then if it doesn't succeed, you know that you tried your hardest. Then you can go to the next idea. It's extremely hard to know when to stop and when to give up. But the more you do it, the more you're conscious, and the more your ability to identify that, oh, this is not worth it, will grow. I have touched on this point, but let me just make a reason number 5. It is impossible, literally impossible, to raise capital if you have 2 startups. Even if you think you may try to bootstrap this business, eventually you may need capital. You're not getting any money, so best not start. And you can't lie to them, because every investor does their due diligence. You will not raise any capital if you have 2 startups. Let that sink in. Just focus on one startup. If it doesn't succeed, if you tried your best, if you waited long enough, then move on. I know shiny object syndrome is a thing. That happened to me plenty of times when I was younger. Let me start this business after 6 months. Let me start this one looks better. Or this more in trend. No. You have to commit time, resources, and effort into one startup for a decent amount of time for you to know it's not going to work. Another reason is you have lower odds of meeting talented people or hiring talented people, because most of these talented people, they can easily work for the Mag 7. It's so easy for them to get jobs. So now you have to win them over and try to persuade them to work for you. If they find that you have 2 businesses, they're not dumb people. They're very intelligent people. But they won't be persuaded to work for you if they know you have 2 startups. They just won't. And if you're able, which I really doubt, to win them over, now you have a much harder choice to see which company would you direct them to, especially if you want both of them to be successful. And I'm guessing you will have to pick one. Therefore, at the back of your mind, you will know you're actually rooting for one of this company to be more successful than another one. So don't make this mistake that I've made. You want to wake up knowing that today I'm working on this idea, that today I'm trying to move the needle for this business, one specific business. That's what you want to do. You want to go to bed thinking of how to solve your customers' need for one business idea, not two. It is very hard. It is more or less impossible unless you're Elon Musk. And odds of you being Elon Musk, as I said at the start, for your first business at a young age is very, very unlikely. Yes, you may think that you're just playing the law of odds, spreading your bets, not for startup. Trust me, I understand the rationale, but it just doesn't work. Comment down below any of your mistakes that you've made throughout your entrepreneur career. Trust me, you're not the only one suffering, and it will be useful for any fellow entrepreneur who's going through this tough journey of being a successful entrepreneur.